Hallo meine lieben Freunde und herzlich willkommen bei Shinrage TV und zur neuen Aktion Freude aus der Ferne. Sie ist gestern gestartet. Ich hatte gestern noch keine Zeit gefunden, mich darum zu kümmern. Aber deswegen machen wir heute einfach die ersten beiden Sachen, wenn es zwei gibt. Ich weiß ja noch nicht genau, worum es sich hier handelt. Auf jeden Fall sieht es nach Essen aus. Eines Tages kommt Du und Paimon am Gasthaus Wangshu vorbei. Dort erregte ein Aushang eure Aufmerksamkeit. Wir schauen mal, was es dort Leckeres gibt. Achso, muss da runter. Mensch, warum folge ich diesen goldenen Pfad? Ich weiß es doch nicht. Der Aushang, da ist er.
Wangshu now hiring. Urgently seeking one temporary chef willing to pay top Mora, salary negotiable. Look, traveler, an urgent hiring notice and they're paying top Mora too! Oh, Paimon likes the sound of that.
Seltsam, warum sucht das Gasthaus Wangshu plötzlich einen Küchenchef?
You're right, it is strange. Do you think something happened to Yanxiao? Cause that guy barely lets anyone ever set foot in his kitchen. Doesn't exactly seem like the type to hire help. The notice says interested parties should go upstairs and talk to the innkeeper Huayan. Should we go and see what's up?
Willst du fragen, was mit dem lächelnden Yangchao ist?
Yeah, and we can ask about the pay while we're at it.
Weil wir so gute Köche sind, oder was? Ach, Paimon, ich pop mich einfach hoch. Ich glaube, das geht schneller. Jupp. Vergolden ist doch hier.
Boss, there's really no need for this. It's just a little burn, that's all. It won't get in the way of my work.
Perhaps not, but continuing to work will only hinder your recovery. You need to rest for a few days. We'll figure something out.
Huayan! Yanxiao!
Oh? Traveler and Paimon! What brings you to this neck of the woods?
Wir haben eine Stellenausschreibung
And we
gesehen.
decided to come check up on Yanxiao.
I knew we shouldn't have posted that notice. It's really nothing to worry about. I'm fine. I swear.
How kind of you. My thanks to you both. And thanks on Yanxiao's behalf too. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, Yanxiao. Just tell them what happened.
Oh, all right. Well, basically, we had a lot of guests pouring in for the lantern rite. Things got busy, I started rushing, and I ended up accidentally burning my hand while plating a dish.
Das klingt ganz schön dumm. Das klingt überhaupt nicht nach dir.
Well, you know what they say. Play with fire long enough and you're bound to get burned. Even the best chefs slip up sometimes. Anyway, it's nothing, just a tiny burn. I can still...
Now. I don't want you pushing yourself. You'll only make it worse. And then you'll be looking at more than just a couple of days off to recover.
But the lantern rite's only just finished. And we're still getting tons of guests. Now's not a good time for me to rest. Plus, lots of the guests are visiting from other nations. We can't just bring in some random chef off the street. We have a reputation to uphold. I refuse to let someone else ruin the good name we've made for ourselves here.
Listen to you. Anyone would think that you're the boss and not me. But he's not wrong. Yanxiao was one of the favorites in the Masterful Chefs tournament. No matter how you look at it, his are big boots to fill.
I don't mean to boast, but any chef of my caliber probably has their own restaurant to look after. It's not going to be easy to find someone who's got the skills and has the time to help us out.
Looks like we might have to increase the pay we're offering even further.
that's a good chef and has the time to help out?
Vielleicht Changling? Maybe?
Oh, of course, you!
Oh, right. Yes. Now I think about it, I do recall hearing good things about your cooking ability. I suppose I'd added you to my mental list of people who can hold their own in a combat situation, but forgot you can cook.
Why are you even keeping a mental list of people who can fight?
Maybe a story for another time. More importantly, I'm sure Yan Xiao would be comfortable leaving his kitchen in your hands, if anyone's. What do you think, Yan Xiao?
Well, since it's you, I suppose that's better than anyone else.
What do you think, Traveler? Should we do it?
Klar, ich bin ja auch der Meister-Sterne-Koch vor dem Herrn.
I should warn you that cooking for customers is quite a different ballgame from cooking for yourself, so I'll stick around the kitchen over the next few days to help smooth things over.
Oh, so he's not leaving the kitchen after all?
I believe there's some spare kitchenware here at the inn. Boss, would you mind?
Of course, of course. I'll take care of it. Whew. All done. Come, take a look. This was made with your measurements in mind.
Du hast deine wahre Berufung verfehlt, so eine fachmännische Schreinerarbeit.
Ah, it's nothing. A little handicraft and elbow grease goes a long way. All right, Yan Xiao. I'll leave you to take it from here.
You really went to all the trouble of building a new stovetop? What was wrong with the original? Boy, you really hate when people touch your stuff, huh?
No, it's nothing like that. As Boss always says, hire who you trust and trust who you hire. I just thought the original setup might be a little, tall for you.
Für dich sieht doch jeder klein aus, oder?
Anyway, as I was saying, cooking for guests is different from cooking for yourself. Not only do you have to execute on taste, aroma, and appearance, but you also need to ensure speed, precision, and consistency. Having the right equipment is a big part of that. Ill-suited equipment doesn't just make the job more tiring, it also slows you down. And paying customers don't have unlimited patience. Sometimes cooking is all about being well prepared. That's how you ensure speed.
Okay, and what about precision and consistency?
Precision all comes down to using your eyes. Where to slice into a particular cut of meat, how much oil to use, how to tell when a dish is done cooking. When you cook for yourself, you can always add salt if it's too bland or add water if it's too salty. You can tweak the taste as you go, but in a restaurant, there's not that much room for trial and error.
Darüber mache ich mir keine allzu großen Sorgen.
Worst case scenario, Paimon can deal with any subpar dishes by making sure they get properly disposed of.
The final thing you have to focus on is consistency. You have to be able to handle the most challenging orders with the same level of technique and skill as the easiest ones. This is particularly important when you have guests from all over, each with their own tastes and preferences. You have to cater to their own dietary needs while also giving them the opportunity to enjoy our local delicacies.
This last point is making Paimon's head spin.
Don't worry. Matter of fact, someone as well-traveled as you may even have a better handle on it than me once you get started. And of course, I'll be around to help you over the next few days. I don't think we'll have any trouble making all our guests feel right at home.
Okay. Freunde aus, sprich mit dem beginne die Arbeit. Okay.
There's no time to lose, so let's get started. I imagine you probably have a good handle on the cooking side of things already. What you need to pay attention to is remembering each table's order. Try not to get them mixed up.
Oh, Paimon's memory is like a steel trap. This is gonna be a cinch. chilies. Table 2 was chilies, but no onions. And table 3 was, table 3 was chilies, but hold the chilies? Was Paimon just sleep floating?
Du hast völlig aus dem Nichts angefangen, wirres Zeug zu faseln.
We didn't even get a break in the middle. Paimon's brain has turned to mush. Is it always this busy here?
No, but this is peak season. You both did a mighty fine job for your first time serving guests at the inn. Luckily, all our customers were familiar faces this time around, so we didn't get any strange requests. Otherwise, today would have been even more challenging.
No strange request? Someone asked for almond tofu drizzled in soy sauce. Even Paimon has never tried that combination.
It's a wide world out there. People have all kinds of different tastes. Being able to cater to all is the real essence of Liyue cuisine. Also, the thing about requests is that they're usually very specific. So as long as you do what they asked, you're unlikely to have any issues. What's really tricky is when guests give you free rein to do anything you want.
Excuse me. Are you still open by any chance?
Freminét?
Paimon knows that voice. Let's go check it out.
What should we do? It doesn't look like anyone's here. If only we'd gotten here a bit sooner.
It's all right. If we start building a campfire now, we'll be eating before too long.
Right. Besides, if anyone's to blame, it's Lyney. So busy being a greedy culture vulture that he lost track of time.
Lyney Lynette Freminét, it is you!
Paimon? So, is the traveler here?
Hola.
Traveler, Paimon! What a nice surprise!
Paimon was gonna say the same thing. We're just lending a helping hand at the inn. Anyway, so that's how we ended up here. But what about you guys? Don't tell us. Father sent you on another mission?
No, quite the opposite, actually. We're in Liyue on vacation, and while we're here, I thought a cultural tour might be in order.
Father said we deserve some rest after everything that happened recently. Otherwise, it could jeopardize our next mission.
It's not every day we get this kind of opportunity. Lyney thought it might be fun to spend some time in Liyue, especially since it's Lantern Rite season.
Inspirationsausflug? What the fuck?
We could hardly pass up the opportunity to watch a Liyue-style magic show. Although, I think they call it conjuring here.
In our time here, we've seen conjuring tricks incorporated into a Liyue opera show, and even a wushu dance. It was amazing.
So, we decided to stay here for a few more days to see what other forms of inspiration this land might have in store for us. We visited Granny Roshin in Chingsa village not long ago, and today we continued our cultural tour in the area around here.
In the end, though, we lost track of time. We haven't even eaten anything yet.
And speaking of eating, as you know, seafood is a big part of both Liyue and Fontaine cuisine, but it's cooked very differently here. We simply had to try some local seafood after coming all this way. That's another reason why we decided to extend our trip.
Oh, need any recommendations? What have you tried so far?
That fish one with the misleading name. Sounds bland, but it's drowning in hot chilies.
Oh, you mean blackback perch soup? You're right, the name doesn't give much away.
It looked and smelled so appetizing that Lynette took a huge mouthful, blissfully unaware that she was about to set her mouth on fire. She could barely speak for the rest of the day after that.
Luckily, that wasn't a huge adjustment for her.
What? Aren't you guys hungry too?
Yes, a little.
Yes, I'm ready to eat. Traveler, I'm afraid we'll have to send you back to the kitchen now.
Was darf es sein?
Good question. I doubt we'll be able to decipher the menu, so why don't you recommend something? You should be pretty familiar with our tastes.
Na gut, ich werde mir etwas einfallen lassen.
One more thing. Please, if you have a heart, don't make it spicy.
Pussy.
Fontaine, huh? No wonder they can't handle too much spice. Still, if we make the food too bland, they might as well be eating back home.
Was würdest du also empfehlen?
There's this crab and shrimp stir-fry I know that could work. It's quite heavily seasoned, but it's a lot milder than it looks. It has a light but really satisfying flavor.
Ooh, that sounds perfect! What's it called?
Well, this is where it gets interesting. They call it the Palace Jewels. The crab roe is supposed to look like pearls of gold, and the shrimp meat like chunks of jade.
Ach du Scheiße. Nur vom Namen ausgehend weiß man nicht wirklich, was gemeint
Here's
ist.
the recipe. When you're ready, go ahead and give it a try.
Okay. In jeder Herausforderung von Freunde aus der Ferne musst du ständig schneiden, mischen und kochen, um ein Gericht zuzubereiten, das der Gast sich wünscht. Nachdem du mit dem Schneiden begonnen hast, bewegt sich der Zeiger auf der Schieberegler zwischen den beiden Enden hin und her. Wenn der Zeiger auf dem entsprechenden Bereich ist, klicke auf die Taste, um einen Erfolg zu erzielen. Okay. Das kann ich. Nachdem du mit dem Mischen begonnen hast, halte die Taste gedrückt, damit sich der Zeiger über den Ring bewegt. Wenn der Zeiger auf dem angeforderten Bereich zeigt, lasse die Taste los, um einen Erfolg zu erzielen. Okay. Nachdem du mit dem Kochen begonnen hast, bewegt sich der Zeiger auf dem Schieberegler zwischen den beiden Enden hin und her. Wenn der Zeiger auf dem entsprechenden Bereich zeigt, klicke auf die Taste, um einen Erfolg zu erzielen. Okay, das ist irgendwie genau dasselbe wie beim ersten Mal. Nachdem zubereiten kannst du das Gericht auf einem Teller anrichten und dekorieren. 3 Teile des Gerichts können dekoriert werden: das Gefäß, das Zubehör und die Beilagen. Für jeden Teil gibt es mehrere Dekorationen zur Auswahl. Okay. Let's do this. Beschreibung des Gerichts. Ein frisches und schmackhaftes Gericht aus Garnelenfleisch und Krebsrüben, verfeinert mit Salz und Goldfischkraut. Die Leute pflegen zu sagen, Krebsrüben goldener als Gold, Garnelenfleisch wie Jade. Dieses Gericht eignet sich für alle, die ein mildes Aroma bevorzugen und den reinen Geschmack von Meeresfrüchten genießen möchten. Jemand sagte einmal, Garnele auf Krebs, Frische auf Frische. Und welch vollmundiger Geschmack, die Zartheit der Garnelen und die Klebrigkeit des Krebses sorgen für eine Frische und den großartigen Geschmack. Der Krebsrüben scheint heller als Gold und die Garnelen glänzen wie Jade. Das nenne ich Reichtum im Überfluss. Alles klar. Bisschen übertrieben, aber okay. Let's do this. Schnitt. Zack, zack, zack. Alter. Schnitten. Zack, zack, zack. Alter. Verkleidetes Goldfischkraut. Nice. Krass, dass sie dafür alle Animationen gemacht haben. Wahnsinn. Halte gedrückt und lass im richtigen Moment los. Das ist ein bisschen empfindlicher gewesen. Kochen. Klicke auf die Taste im richtigen Moment, um zu kochen. Okay, das kennen wir ja schon. Okay. Reichtum im Überfluss. Was haben wir denn noch? Ach, guck an. In den Frühling des grünen Schattens. Nee, das ist ja mild. Da ist der grüne Teller, glaube ich, schon richtig. Aber hier reine Jade, glänzendes Gold. Das ergibt ja wohl mehr Sinn, oder? Herbst ist erlaubt. Glühender Lotus. Gute Frage. Das kann ich ja mal so lassen. Ist das wichtig, was ich hier mache? Achso, ja. Okay, das ist, glaube ich, nur für Show. Das ist, glaube ich, keinen größeren Effekt. Ich finde die ganz hübsch. Herausforderung beenden.
Sorry for the wait. This dish is called the Palace Jewels. Enjoy.
Ein Teller für alle, okay.
Ah, yes. We meant to say, you two must be tired after a long day of work. Do you want to eat with us?
Oh, now that you mention it, Paimon is a little hungry. Well, if you insist, then who are we to refuse?
Aber ihr seid immer noch unsere Gäste, also solltet ihr den ersten Bissen euch gebühren.
Oh, right, of course. You're still our customers. Why aren't you eating?
The sauce looks a little overpowering.
Oh, according to Liyue custom, it's probably good table manners to let someone else go first.
Looks delicious, traveler. I guess I'll dig in first. Here goes.
What is it? Do you need some water?
No. It's delicious. The flavor is so pure. It's drenched in sauce, but somehow it just enhances the natural flavor of the seafood. Try it for yourselves.
All right.
What is that? Crab roe?
Yep, you have quite the palate, Lynette.
No wonder it pairs so well with the shrimp meat. I've never seen it prepared this way before.
According to the creator, chewy crab complements succulent shrimp, making a spectacular seafood ensemble with a succulent flavor and luscious mouthfeel. The crab roe glitters like pearls of gold, and the shrimp shines like chunks of jade. Hence its name, the Palace Jewels.
So that's where the name comes from. Huh. I suppose it's quite fitting then.
Huh. Was Paimon always this well-spoken?
Die Beschreibung auf dem Rezept auswendig gelernt.
This dish must be right up your alley, Lynette. Huh?
It's half gone already? When did that happen?
Da war wohl zu der Zeit, dass du dich hier gerade aufgeplustert hast.
I heard that in Liyue. The biggest compliment you can pay to the chef is to leave a clean plate. It's delicious. Thank you ever so much.
Wait, don't fight over it! Hey, leave some for Paimon!
Ich habe so gut gekocht, Alter. Das ist der
I think I'm finally getting the hang of chopsticks.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, Lyney and Lynette picked it up in no time, but they're naturally dexterous. Unlike me, it's taken me a lot longer, but I'm slowly getting there. Oh, speaking of chopsticks, in one of the shows we've seen here, someone performed a conjuring trick using a bowl and chopsticks. So, if I want to be a good magician's assistant, I need to keep practicing.
Ausgehend von der deutschen Übersetzung konnte man gar nicht wissen, dass es um Stäbchen geht, glaube ich, oder? Was stand da als erstes?
I
Stäbchen.
think...
Ah doch, okay. Das erste Wort.
Yeah, oh,
Gut, dass ich nicht lesen kann.
Lynette's not usually so forthcoming about what she likes. But this time, well, she's expressed it in more ways than one. I guess you've rubbed off on her too. Or maybe your cooking is simply too delicious to resist. The next time our paths cross in Fontaine, you'll have to fire up your cooking skills for my other siblings as well. How does that sound, oh great master chef?
Oh, wenn der große Zauberer es wünscht.
Oh yeah? Well then, I'll have to clear my schedule.
Calorie surplus detected. Digestion mode engaged.
Es ist selten, dass du so einen Appetit hast.
Yeah. Well, Lyney and I are usually careful about what we eat because we have to stay in performance shape. That, plus it's generally bad manners to overindulge at the dinner table. But once in a while, it's nice to treat yourself in the company of family. Besides, if I'd waited until my brothers were finished trying to outpolite each other, the food would have gone cold.
Oh, sie hat mich als Familie bezeichnet. Ja, das ist so niedlich. Okay.
So your friends like the dish, huh? Well done. Not bad at all for your first day on the job. There'll be more to come, so keep it up.
Das ist wohl so. Oh, da gibt's das für mich. Das Rezept. Bam! Gelernt. So, Aktionsdetails. Lup. Ah. Ach, es geht noch gar nicht weiter. Es geht erst morgen weiter. Na. Glück im Unglück für mich, würde ich sagen, was Uploads angeht, aber natürlich schade jetzt. Hätte ich natürlich auch noch gemacht. Ne? Und das sind ja easy money. Easy verdiente Urgesteine. Die Quest gab auch 45. Also man kriegt hier 105 oder so. Das ist schon geil. Ordentlich Urgestein.
My time with the Spina has taught me that carrying an unreliable weapon is worse than not carrying one at all.
Jetzt muss ich aufpassen, dass ich den nicht anlaber wegen seiner Nebenquest hier. Scheiße. Na gut. Der Rest ist. Gibt es davon einen Saisonauftrag? Ja. Schließe die Aktion Freude aus dem Feuer, Herausforderung Freude aus dem Feuer 4 ab. Okay. Na gut. Dann war's das jetzt wohl. Bis morgen, meine lieben Freunde, beziehungsweise bis in 12 Stunden, was exakt morgen ist. Ja, keine Ahnung. Ist wohl eher so eine Story-driven Aktion, weil viel zu tun gab es jetzt nicht, bis auf dieses kleine Vince-Minispiel, wo ich ein bisschen schnibbeln musste und ein paar Knöpfchen drücken. Aber, naja. Erfährt man vielleicht noch ein bisschen was über die Charaktere. Wir werden sehen. Auf jeden Fall danke ich euch fürs Zuschauen, meine lieben Freunde. Ich hoffe, ihr hattet Spaß. Und ich hoffe, wir sehen uns beim nächsten Mal. Tschüssen!
want to go traveling. I don't mind where we go, as long as I have my friends with me.